Hi there, David Levine here. Thanks for joining me for today's reflections, my reflections as a podcast host and a people developer. I'm leading on, I guess, from my reflections on Saturday morning following my busy week and the sort of couple of incidences that I had on Friday in terms of what I was going to do with my podcast for today. Because I had a bit of backword from one of my guests saying that they weren't quite happy with the podcast going out, and it left me in a bit of a strange place, to be fair. Well, I've had some feedback from them late yesterday evening, and it's stuck with me for today because they've decided that they didn't want it to go out, which has really made me consider what I'm doing from so many different levels in terms of the quality of what I do, um, the consistency of what I'm also putting out, because I've had to not put a podcast out today, which is the first time in 42 episodes where I've not delivered on a promise that I said I would make in terms of releasing a podcast on a Monday morning. So it's really touched a kind of a real value button in terms of I like to do what I say. In this case, I've not done that. I've not broadcast it widely, but it still left me kind of questioning myself and how it feels to sort of potentially let my audience down, but also let myself down a little bit. But anyway, it is as it is. I didn't put one out today, so it's knocked my whole schedule back a little bit. So it's given me something to think about in terms of what next. And I've also spent a bit of time today considering who comes next, and also how do I position and set up my my podcast and my guest and how I position it. So much to think about, and I'm still working through quite a lot. And the guest who I did have lined up, who was pushed back because it wasn't quite what they'd hoped for, I'm speaking to tomorrow, so my mind's still kind of working through a little bit about how I might manage that or what I might say. Would it be a difficult conversation? Well, in my true form, it might need to just be a straightforward conversation for the best of all parties as to where we go next. So I'm not positioning it as in something I'm dreading, but we might need to have some sort of straight talking to kind of go forward and just be clear about what's next and what's best for both parties. I'm really holding on to the fact that the feedback I've had up to date has been pretty good, so I'm holding on to the fact that I'm on the right line still. So that was one of the things that's been taking quite a lot of my mind today. And the second area I want to just reflect on briefly is a delivery that I did this afternoon of a program which I'm really keen to do a good job with. I've spent a lot of time and energy thinking about it. I think it'll be quite a challenging project, just given that the audience might not be quite ready for the style and the approach that I bring. But I'm holding on to the true values that I really believe learners learn by taking ownership of their own learning and development and needing opportunities just to make sense of the stuff. So the way it's set up is very much of that nature. I'm a little bit disappointed in the delivery today in terms of I think we had too much content to try and cover in the 90 minutes we had. So probably felt a bit rushed, a bit clunky at times, and maybe didn't optimize the opportunities of opening up discussions and getting people to share amongst themselves. So good learning for me, and it's not a deal breaker by any means, because I know that one or two people took some great thoughts away, but something to really reflect on going forward. And lastly, I think it was a point that I've been working on today as well. Has been around beginning to put some more of the content together for the online program, the Maximising Your Coaching and Leadership Impact program. And it's really I'm so keen for this to really land and work well, and I just need to make sure I find an avenue to get it out to the wider world. And in looking at lots of other adverts that are out there, seeing that there's a lot of people offering the world and not really delivering, and there's a lot of hoax and a lot of bum deals. But I really believe I could offer some great value and insight if I can engage the right audience to kind of get to know me, to trust me, and then to like me first, and then to trust me, so they in the end really buy the products or buy into the products and the journey that we can go on. So busy day as always, and many reflections. My mind's still whirring. It's not empty as such yet, and I'm leading into the next few days. So quite excited, but also a little bit on edge about where things will go and what will come of it. So again, thanks for joining me. I look forward to you joining me pretty soon again. All right, take care. Bye for now.